let's wrap it up with the dog stock, guys. And I tweeted about this a few days ago. I'm not a sports NIL agent, but it occurred to me that if there is not an NIL deal for Braxton Hicks at Georgia, and we did just have a baby too, so maybe this was on the brain for me a little bit more. But if there's not an NIL deal for Braxton Hicks out of some delivery wing or an OBGYN in the city of Athens or in the state of Georgia, somebody has just failed massively. It just seems like such a slam dunk. Stock up on Braxton Hicks getting that NIL deal. I'm pulling for you, man. I can't really orchestrate it. That's kind of a conflict of interest for us as we cover the team. But go get it, man. Go get that.
If you've ever called an OB at 2 a.m. wondering if you should rush to the hospital, you know what we're talking about here. Is the Braxton Hicks are no joke. Shout out to all the ladies who have given birth after dealing with these things. Dude, my wife
our lady listeners.
My wife had them for about 24 hours, and then she was in back labor for about 24 more hours. And then we finally, got her a room over at St. Mary's and was like, hey, let's give you some medicines and let's get this thing out of you because what an absolute beast she was there about 8 years ago.
Yeah, I would just stay at the hospital. I don't know how you even figure it out. Obviously, his parents have a sense of humor. That's pretty damn funny. So, yeah, stock up on him and stock up on that NIL deal. Stock up on NIL in general. Everyone is getting paid, it seems like. So, go get it, Braxton Hicks.
I'm going to stock up on Georgia football freshmen. If you saw our headline for the practice report, and listen, there are a lot of folks out there that claim to have this scoop and that scoop. I don't think anybody's covered spring practice better than we have. I really don't. And I mean, that's Palmer, super awesome job that he's done. We've done a good job of giving you scoop, but there were a trio of Georgia freshmen that kind of stole the show, and one second-year guy that we mentioned that you haven't heard of yet. You've heard of him, sorry. You just haven't really heard of him doing a whole lot on the practice field. Also had a good scrimmage, but the guy in the picture there, Lawson Lucky, find out exactly what he did yesterday to catch the eye of folks who watched it. Roderick Robinson. I was about to call him Broderick. Roderick Robinson, also very good scrimmage, and another freshman, wide out, had a big scrimmage as well. And, like I said, that second-year player that you may not have heard much about, I don't want to tease it all, but also I don't want to give it all away here for free whenever our paying subscribers over at DawgsHQ are there and they've got it already. So come join us to see what's going on. But, hey, listen, a trio of freshmen and a lot of young guys really showing out in that scrimmage yesterday for Georgia in a sloppy scrimmage, not one that Kirby Smart says is, all that great, and they got a long way to go. They always do. But Georgia, good time to be a freshman at Georgia. They're doing some big things.
Yeah, it's $29.99 still through August 31st, and that will lose its cost effectiveness in a few weeks here because it's normally $10 a month. So you do the math, and you know that you're getting a good deal signing up for it right now to read all about these terrifying freshmen that are going to take the SEC by storm. So go check it out.
I will wrap us up here with somebody that Jake did mention in that scrimmage report, and that's Javon Bullard. His versatility. Kirby talked about it. Was asked, hey, what is his true position? And Kirby was like, he's a good blitzer. He's a good star. He's natural, just really all around, really damn good football player. And said that he reminded him a lot of Chris Smith. Because of the way that Chris could play star. If you recall that 2021 Tennessee game, Chris played a lot of star. And I got to thinking about that 2021 season and how after that Tennessee game, we ended up seeing William Poole take a lot of reps at star. I think we would have seen more of Chris Smith had he been healthy because it was prior to that Charleston Southern game that Chris got banged up and, probably wasn't 100% to play star in the SEC championship game. I don't know how much better or worse he would have done than William Poole did. obviously it doesn't matter. Georgia ended up winning that championship, and they won a championship with Javon Bullard at star. But I think that they could also win one with him at safety. And I think the possibilities are endless for this Georgia secondary. I'm going to write about it tomorrow, and the cornerbacks and Javon and everything that they've got, there, and all the possibilities, all the talent that's there. Stock up on that versatility that Javon Bullard has because of what he's capable of doing at multiple positions. It opens the door for other guys to make impacts at multiple positions as well.
As we wrap up, what does that tell y'all about the potential of a guy like Smoke Bowie?
Not super sure about that because I don't. Right now, he's working at corner, so I think it says more about maybe Tyke Smith. Because we reported about a week ago that Tyke Smith had turned some heads and had gotten so much better over there. And then listen, I think one of the things that gets forgotten with Tyke is that last year was year 1 back from an ACL. Now he's on year 2. So is he back to injury form? It sounds like it might be, and maybe they feel pretty good about Tyke, 3rd year in the system, learning that star position. You get more veteran presence on the field. You get a lot of speed on the field. You get a couple of real physical football players there in Bullard and Smith, and maybe you have kind of that same dynamic that you had last year with Chris Smith and Bullard on the field, because those two positions are pretty tied together.
No doubt.
And I think also it opens the door for, if you do end up playing Javon more at safety than you do star, you can have somebody behind Tyke at star that's coming into their own, a younger player there. Maybe it's a Smoke Bowie. Maybe it's a Janelle Aguero. Maybe it's a Marcus Washington. I mean, just different guys that are capable of doing different things in the secondary. I think, again, like I said in the stock up, is that Javon playing safety and really Javon's ability to play multiple positions, but specifically safety, along with what he does at star, it opens the doors for a lot of other people to get onto the field, because Georgia doesn't have to look, say, hey, we need a safety. They can say, well, we could need a safety. We could need a star. We could need a corner. So, I think that his versatility is really important for this defense.
This Georgia secondary looking just how Kirby Smart dreamed it up when he took this job a few years ago. It's just unfair how deep it is. Y'all, we'll wrap it up there. We will join you again Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. as we always do. Jake Rowe, enjoy your time at Augusta National. We got more Georgia spring news and notes coming your way this week, and can't wait to hear what we have to talk about between now and then. This Georgia spring is not slowing down, I'll tell you that.